Today we'll be reacting to SCP-3008. I've heard quite a lot about this SCP from our chat during our SCP Discovery streams. But yeah, this is the Infinite Ikea. Click on the card on the top right corner of the screen. That'll take you to our SCP playlist of me discovering SCP for the first time. But without further ado, let's just get right into this video.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Miller, and the SCP we're going to be looking at today is SCP-3008. Object Class, Euclid.
Is this just like a Backrooms but IKEA version?
The retail park containing SCP-3008 has been purchased by the Foundation and converted into site. All public roads leading to or passing by site have been redirected.
You don't want people randomly discovering this, yes.
Is to be monitored at all times, and no one is to enter SCP-3008 outside of testing, as permitted by the senior researcher. Humans exiting SCP-3008 are to be detained and then debriefed prior to the administration of amnestics. Dependent upon the situation of their stay in SCP-3008, a cover story may need to be generated prior to their release.
There was a gas explosion.
SCP-3008 are to be terminated. Description: SCP-3008 is a large retail unit previously owned by and branded as IKEA, a popular furniture retail chain. A person entering SCP-3008 through the main entrance and then passing out of sight.
I bet you, like,
this
SCP came about because someone couldn't find the exit to IKEA.
This displacement,
I'll be honest, I think about it every time I enter IKEA now.
Will occur from the perspective of the victim. They will generally not become aware until they try to return to the entrance. SCP-3008-1 is a space resembling the inside of an IKEA furniture store, extending far beyond the limits of what could physically be contained within the dimensions of the retail unit. Current measurements indicate an area of at least 10 kilometers squared, with no visible external terminators detected in any direction. Inconclusive results from the use of laser rangefinders has led to the speculation that the space may be infinite. SCP-3008-1 is inhabited by an unknown number of civilians trapped within prior to containment. Gathered data suggests
they're just surviving there in IKEA.
Civilization within SCP-3008.
They formed a civilization
of settlements and fortifications for the purpose of defending against SCP-3008.
Oh, so there are enemies.
SCP-3008-2 are humanoid entities that exist within SCP-3008-1. While superficially resembling humans, they possess exaggerated and inconsistent.
Aren't these just the mannequins?
Often described as being too short or too tall. They possess no facial features, and in all observed cases,
one of
wear
the
a yellow shirt and
3008
blue trousers consistent with the IKEA employee uniform.
I don't know if I'm -1 or if I'm -2.
Determined by the overhead lighting within the space activating and deactivating at times
I meant
consistent
-2.
with the opening
Did I?
and closing
Yes.
times
I
of the
You
original
said -1, yes.
During the night instances of SCP-3008-2 will become
You are
violent
the
towards all other
IKEA
life
itself.
forms within SCP-3008-1. During these bouts of violence, they have been heard to vocalize phrases in English that are typically variations of, "The store is now closed, please exit the building."
If you could only show me the way, please.
SCP-3008-2 instances immediately become passive and begin moving throughout SCP-3008-1, seemingly at random. They are unresponsive to questioning or other verbal cues in this state, though will react violently if attacked. SCP-3008-1 is known to have one or more exits located within, though these exits do not appear to have a fixed position, making it difficult to leave SCP-3008-1.
So you just gotta randomly stumble upon an exit?
Using any other door besides the main entrance to enter the structure or break.
You gotta use all your gacha luck on this one.
Leads into the non-anomalous interior of the original store. Since containment began, 14 individuals have managed to exit SCP-3008. Following extensive debriefing, all individuals have been administered amnestics and released. Incident 3008-1. At 0:37 hours on 2000, a human male exited SCP-3008, followed 10 seconds later by an instance of SCP-3008-2. SCP-3008-2 caught and killed the man before itself being terminated by an armed response.
Oh, come on, man.
This incident represents
You
the
make
I
it
was
out
leaving your store.
SCP-3008-2 has been seen exiting SCP-3008. A full autopsy on the corpse was performed. See 3008-2 autopsy log for more details. The man was carrying an IKEA-branded journal, seeming to document his time in SCP-3008-1. Transcribed below.
He also had a bunch of meatballs in his backpack.
So, I'm writing this to document what I can only assume is my sudden descent into insanity. It can't possibly be that.
This is certainly entering IKEA.
I've been trapped in IKEA for 2 days.
I entered for Blaha. I left
the entire
crazy.
time I've been here. I thought it was a prank at first. Turn the place into a maze.
I get
all the
pranked,
people out,
bro.
and see how long it takes me to get lost. Then everyone has a good old laugh. Realized that wasn't the case when I tried to backtrack. Everything had changed, so I ended up lost. Instead of the exit, it was just row after row of bookcases. So I
I felt this kind of way when, like, as a kid, I got lost from my mom in a department store.
At 10 p.m., nearly giving me a fucking heart attack. That loud electrical thunk sound, and then pitch blackness. Place is full of beds, though, and my phone has a torch on it. But no damn signal. So I found.
I mean, there are plenty of things to survive in IKEA. You could just live there.
Spent most of the day trying
That
to
is
find
true.
my way
I mean,
out
they did
with
say
no
they created
luck.
a civilization,
Did find
right?
a restaurant serving those meatballs, though, so at least I
Yeah,
won't
see?
starve. That's probably the punchline to that joke. Anyway, they were still warm and fresh, but I haven't seen anyone around who could have cooked them. Made my way back to the beds before the lights cut out again, since it's too dark to search with them off. It's 9:10 a.m. now. The lights came back on a little while ago.
I do
sure I
love the
searched the
pseudo
entire
day-night
area
cycle.
where I came in now, and the exit obviously isn't here. So I'm gonna pick a direction and hope for the best. Day 3 of my magical IKEA mystery adventure. If I wasn't sure that there was something seriously weird about this place before, I am now. Walked for 3 hours in a more or less straight line. Insert IKEA joke here. Before I came across a ladder next to one of those huge stock shelves they have here. Climbed up to get my bearings, and it looks like this place
Like
just
that scene
stretches
from The
on
Lion
forever.
King.
Like that scene from The Lion King, except instead of trees and grass, it was all shelves and tables. Crap.
IKEA.
I did see a person moving not too far away, though, so I headed over.
Not a
It was
good idea.
Staff member at first. It was wearing a uniform.
Oh my god.
Well, maybe it was.
There's a
Freakish 7-foot-tall
thick boy.
monsters with long
Is that
arms,
wide
short legs, and no
Putin?
faces are just the kinds of thing that they want to look at. Completely ignored me, though. With no
How
eyes
dare
or
you.
ears, I knew I was there.
It's literally the
Something
meme.
to get its attention, but its hands were big enough to crush a watermelon, so I decided against it.
Yeah.
It just kept moving.
You know
And
what they say
eventually
about
lost
guys
sight of
with
it,
big
so
hands.
I decided to carry on the way I was going.
Big
Anyway,
toes.
no comfy bed.
Yeah, you know what they say about guys with
Looks
big
like I've entered the
toes.
improbably hard and pointy
tiny
table
wieners.
section of the store. Guess I'll have to make do with some bunched
Okay.
out tablecloths. Phone battery died during the day too. Didn't work anyway, but I feel like I've just lost some vital lifeline.
Rip cell phone, Chan.
You ever seen one of those
No.
cartoons where they're going through doors in a hallway and they just pop out of another door in the same hallway?
You mean
That's how I
Scooby-Doo?
feel right now. I've seen nothing but the same identical bookshelf for 2 days now. Just
I
row
wonder if
after
it
row
updates its
after row of
shelves.
them. I mean,
Because you know
come
how
on.
IKEA has
I
like
love
different
books just
brands
as
that
much
they
as the
get new
next guy,
products
but
from?
This is
Yeah.
excessive.
Like, do you
I'm
think
obviously
they'll
still
find like
moving
new
forward,
bookshelves every few
I can
months?
see the signs hanging overhead passing by.
I mean, what
Too
else
bad none of
do
them say exit.
the Dash 2s do?
Not sure
You know?
who I was
Yeah.
addressing that
Yeah,
question
they
to.
gotta keep the
Let's just say it
IKEA
was
up to date.
practice for the autobiography. I'm gonna
Imagine
write when
being
I
one
get
of
out
them,
here.
you know? Having to
I'll call
update
it
a store
my
that's
perfectly
infinitely
normal
wide.
trip to a
And
regular
he makes
old
no
IKEA,
profit either.
if I ever get
Yeah.
out of here.
I feel kind of bad
No
for them
wonder
now.
they're
Found some
cranky.
other
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turns
They get
out I'm
cranky
not
at
the only
night because
poor
of the
bastard
amount of
trapped
work
in
they have to
here.
do during the
Lucky
day.
for me, I guess. My 6th night here. Two of those staff things came at me in the dark. Different from the first one I saw, but
Oh, they
still
came at
messed
you.
up.
Oh.
Heard them coming. They were saying that the store was closed and I had to leave the building. Nice and polite like. I'm not sure which part of that was weirder.
Please leave. Also,
or that
please
they were
die.
trying to kill me while they were saying it. Came at me like rabid dogs.
They just have like a microphone or a cassette player or something.
Madman. I saw it when I cleared another stand in front of those giant stock shelves, all lit up with torches and floodlights. They've built a whole town here. Got a massive wall built out of shelves and beds and tables and whatever else. I swear to God, it was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen.
Oh.
Anyway, I guess they saw me coming, or they heard my manly bellows of fear, because they had
Manly.
and two people were waving me in.
Zero
Staff
point
thing slam into the
containment.
gate behind me after it closed, still politely informing us that the store was now closed. They wandered off
What was I
eventually,
saying? Please come faster. Please come faster. Please, please,
because
please.
that's what's on the sign hanging from the ceiling directly above it. Exchange and returns. All lit
In
up
reference
against
to
the
the
night,
elevator,
using lights
for
they
God's
found and plugged into the toilets, and their beds, and food, and people. Over 50 wonderful people.
You know, yeah, that could be taken out of context. Very, very badly.
Facial features. This is my 7th night here, and the first one not spent in darkness. A full week
There's 50
living
people.
in Ikea. There's probably a TV show in that somewhere.
When will we make one?
Now that I'm around other people,
Please
I'm
make
starting to feel
IKEA
more
anime.
normal.
There
Maybe
was like a
normal
little
isn't the word,
animated
but
web
after a
series
week
around
with only the
the
sound of my
Infinite
own
Ikea.
footsteps for company, I was becoming increasingly sure that I just
Web
gone
series.
nuts. That I was
Yeah,
tied
like
up in
some
padded
YouTuber
room
made like an
somewhere,
animated
banging my
little
head against
series
the
about it.
wall.
I
That's
see.
pretty
No,
good.
I feel quite sane now. Thank you very much. Apparently, there are other towns out there. Some with more people, some with less. I found that fairly mind-boggling. How can that many people go missing with no one noticing? Surely someone
And
would
how
have
do you know
noticed
if they've
that everyone
noticed
who
or
goes to
not?
IKEA seems to f***ing vanish. Or maybe it's not everyone.
Oh, yes, the
Maybe we're just the
self-censor.
lucky ones. The people here just call those staff monster things the staff. Apparently they're fine during the day, minding their own business, walking the aisles. As soon as the lights go out, they go f***ing bonkers. So, during the day, people go out to find food, water, and whatever else they need. Apparently there are restaurants and shops around that get
Well,
randomly
you see,
restocked.
they get
No one
restocked.
knows
That's
how.
what they do during
Maybe
the day.
staff do it. Apparently they aren't very good at their jobs though, because the restocking sometimes takes a while, which means the food needs to be rationed.
It would take a while
Maybe if
because
they
it's an
weren't so
infinite
busy chasing
space.
people around
What do you
in the
mean?
dark, they'd get more done. Anyway, when night comes,
Oh,
the staff
I mean,
go
yeah,
nuts
that's
and
true.
everyone holds
But
up
like,
inside
they have
the
to relieve the
walls.
stress
Apparently
somehow.
it's the same everywhere in this place, wherever this place is. The
People are
Your
fine with
IKEA,
Freddy Fazbear, so
for
like,
once all
why aren't
other
they fine
IKEAs
with this?
plan.
You know?
Or maybe we're all still just in the regular IKEA and this is all some fever dream brought on by a mind-numbing boredom. Who knows?
I do think it would be kind of funny if it was just a regular
Most of the people
IKEA
I
and
asked
all
said
these
they'd
people just got
stopped keeping
lost.
track a long time ago.
They made a
Yeah.
civilization in a regular IKEA, and
They've
all
been
the
here
staff
for
are just
years.
wondering,
Years.
what is that?
Apparently there are
Yeah.
rumors of people who do manage to get out, and people who see the exit only to have it vanish before their very eyes. I get the feeling not everyone believes that, but I do. Explains how he got stuck in here in the first place. Sort of. And I mean, come on. Staff monsters, row after row of high-quality Swedish furniture. I don't know why they would
Swedish
find the
furniture.
disappearing doors so hard to believe in. Anyway, I went out scavenging for food
DIY.
in a nearby shop with Sandra and Jerry today. Once you
My
learn the
desk
landmarks
is
of
an
this place,
IKEA
it's
desk.
not so hard to navigate.
So are my
The overhead signs
bookshelves.
help a lot, but there are others.
So are mine.
Not too far in the distance, a huge section of those giant stock shelves is collapsed against each other, and way off in the east, we all assume it's east anyway. Apparently IKEA doesn't
Maybe it's
sell
Weest.
compasses. It's some kind of
Weest.
tower that looks like it's made of wood.
Wait,
Reaches all the
who
way up to
who
the
said
ceiling.
Weest? I forget.
Maybe
Was
they
it
were trying to
you?
break out through the roof.
I don't know.
It lights up at night,
so there must be people.
No, it
there.
was me.
But apparently,
During
it's
a
few
Zero
days'
Escape
walk, which means
to the
it
Weebs.
must be miles.
It was that map
No
puzzle.
one here really knows for sure.
To the
Apparently, I
wall.
got incredibly lucky sleeping out in the open for a week without getting ripped to bits by the staff. That's me.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Lucky, lucky, lucky.
Lucky,
We found
lucky
some food in
me.
the shop. Guess the
You're
staff
so lucky
restocked
that you
it
got
during the
ripped
night,
to shreds
which was
by one
nice
of them
them.
the moment you got
There
out.
was a telephone on the wall, so
Yeah.
I figured I'd try it out. There was a voice on the other end, but they were just talking nonsense. Random words strung together with no real meaning. You ever see a video of
He's-
someone with aphasia?
What it is, he's actually just
sounded
trapped
like
in The
that.
Sims.
Didn't answer me when I spoke to them anyway. Sandra says all the phones in here are the same.
I mean, that explains why like the entrances disappear
Asking
sometimes.
the journal questions again.
And
It's
why
like
it keeps
the,
expanding.
They're deconstructing and constructing
was
stuff
thinking last
constantly to confuse their
The
NPCs.
ceiling on this place is pretty high, and as far as anyone can tell,
Reminds me of that
goes on
theory
forever.
regarding SCP
shouldn't there be some
Dollhouse,
kind of weather in here? I'm
where
sure I
yeah,
read
it's
about
just
some
a
NASA building that was
dollhouse
so
and
big it had
people
its
are
own
playing
weather
with the people
patterns,
inside,
with
you know.
clouds and stuff. This place is definitely bigger than that, but now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure I've never felt so much as a temperature change in here. I'll add it to the
Hey,
grand list
it's
of
because the
weird
Dash 2s are
bullshit.
taking care of you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, keep the
The staff
thermostat
attacked the
constant.
exchange last night. Must have been 20 or 30 of them all just asking us to leave the store, calm as you like, while trying to smash the walls down with their bare hands. Apparently this happens pretty regularly, so everyone is prepared for it. Knives from the restaurants, lawnmower blades made into hatchets, a fire axe. One
Fire
guy,
axe.
Wasim, even made a
See.
functional crossbow. Anyway, the walls have holes in them, which
He's a
I hadn't noticed
survivor.
before, specifically so we can stab out at the staff when they attack. Took a couple of them down myself. They don't seem to bleed, which is weird, but they go down as easy as a regular person once you start sticking holes in them. We had to haul the bodies away in the morning. Apparently the dead ones will attract more during the night, so we had to get them away from exchange. We have a couple of those trolley things they use to move big boxes around, so we loaded them
yeah,
up
that is
and
quite
took them over
convenient.
to pick up.
Yeah.
Apparently people just name everything in here after whatever sign is hanging overhead. The pickup was grisly. There were hundreds, maybe thousands of dead staff all piled up. There was no smell,
Whoa.
which was a blessing. Apparently, in addition to not bleeding, these things don't rot either.
So does the
Curiosity
IKEA
got the
itself
better of
also
me
make
while we were
these
unloading
things?
them.
Just
So I took a
infinitely
look at one
produces
of the
them?
more cut up ones.
Maybe.
They're just skin, or something that looks like skin, all the way through. No muscle, no bone, no organs. Are they even really
They're just
alive?
skin? It's
in
not
the
even
first
like a
place?
wooden mannequin or
They
anything?
certainly seem like
Yeah.
they have bones when they're moving around and pounding on the walls. And I'm sure I felt more resistance than just skin when the knife went in during the night. Maybe something happens to them when they die. Just one more thing on the ever-increasing list of weird shit that goes on in here, I guess.
Or is it maybe like the people who die here in this IKEA become
Something
them?
occurred to me. After the staff attack the other night, every time you see a situation like this on TV or in a film, like it's the end of the world or everyone is trapped on an island or whatever, once groups like ours start to form, the people always seem to turn on each other, fighting for food or dominance or whatever else.
I fight
That
for
hasn't
dominance.
happened here. Apparently, people from other towns come by.
I
from
can
time to
deep both
time
better than
just to check
you.
in or occasionally trade if they're short on something. But everything is always cordial, friendly, even. Maybe it's the threat of the staff, or perhaps the constant restocking of supplies in the shops means.
Well,
there's
yeah,
nothing
there
much
isn't a
to fight
limited
over.
amount of supplies.
Maybe
You
people are
guys
just
are just
better,
fine.
and they're
There's a
generally given
greater
credit
threat
for it.
outside than just you,
That's a nice
so
thought.
yeah, that's
I think
usually
I'll go with that one.
that usually is how inner
Dozen
conflict
people
does it
showed up
occur.
at the gates this afternoon from a town called Trolleys. Apparently, the staff broke through the walls and tore the town apart
Trolleys.
during the night. These
No,
12 are the only survivors out of over 100. We let them in, obviously. One more point in the human decency column.
yay!
Later, I asked if anyone knew how many of these towns
Humanity
were out there.
restored.
Between us and the new folks,
You
we
mean
managed
faith
to come
in
up with over
humanity.
20 names. 20 towns filled with people.
Humanity
Who knows how many
restored.
on that?
Yay.
This is Dark Souls,
For this
Servy.
place
What are
should
you
be.
talking about?
How is that even possible? Surely someone, somewhere, must be looking for the thousands of people that must be in here.
No.
I've been here for a little over
I mean,
2 months now.
they are there.
Not that
They're
much
just waiting
changes,
outside.
As it turns out, a couple of new people showed up. Same story as the rest of us. Nice little trip to Ikea.
If they could use this place, it could be like an infinite storage place, but
the staff attack the exchange
probably be
once or
too
twice a
dangerous.
week. We kill them and haul off their bodies. Sometimes they hurt some of us first. They killed a guy called Jared a couple of weeks back.
no.
Frankly. Turns out regular humans still bleed in here, even if the staff don't. We tried our best.
Whoa,
but
that's an epiphany.
none of us are doctors. Jared was a good guy. He deserved better. We all do. It
Rest
occurred to
in
me
peace.
that a couple of days after that, none of us were really looking for a way out of here. I don't even know where we'd start.
I mean, that would just mean
One of those
packing up
quadcopter
and
things with
heading in a
camera
random
attached
direction.
buzzed past exchange today.
Yeah, but it
I
changes
thought it meant
even.
that someone was finally looking for
So
us.
it's like you could
and help
walk
us
and then
on
it'd
the
show
way.
up where you've
Apparently
already
it's
been.
not the first time this happened.
Yeah.
though. Same thing happened a few months ago, and everyone is still here. No idea if it saw us. It didn't stop if it did. Just kept flying until they
Maybe
could
it's
no longer see
from
it.
the Foundation, I'm guessing.
Note: based on recovery time of the journal, this entry appears to line up approximately
Yeah.
with our first successful test piloting a drone inside SCP-3008-1. Analysis of footage shows a walled settlement under a sign labeled Exchange and Returns. Attempts to relocate the settlement failed. Origin of previously sighted drones is unknown.
But how would you
started talking
be able
to
to
people
pilot
about
a
stuff they
drone
missed from
if
home
the
during
space is
dinner today.
infinite? Wouldn't that mess up with the
Probably
radio
not
signal?
the best idea I've ever had.
Yeah, that's
Everyone
what
seemed
makes it
pretty down
anomalous.
A bunch of people here have families. Husbands
It's
and
infinite,
wives,
but from
kids,
outside it's
dogs.
actually not.
Franklin apparently has a pet llama, though I'm not sure I buy that. But apparently some of the people here have some seriously odd gaps in their knowledge. 3 of them had never heard of the International Space Station. 2 of them seemed to think it was the Prime Minister, and one of them had
So they're all
apparently
from
never
different
heard of the
time
Statue of
periods?
Liberty. I believed them too. They seemed just as confused as the rest of us. The more I thought about it, though, the more it started to explain a few things. What if the reason no one is looking for all us missing people is because we haven't all come from the same place? This is gonna sound weird. Maybe that should be the motto for this place. But what if all the people here have come here from different dimensions, realities, whatever you call it? I've seen enough TV shows to know the drill. Sarah comes from a place where there's no Statue of Liberty. They didn't launch a space station where Wasim is from. If everyone here came from different places, even from ones that seem identical, there'd be no huge missing persons panic, no mass search. We'd just be a blip.
That's
a
interesting.
single missing person in a world
So
of
IKEA is a
non-stop news.
constant in every single dimension. Whoa.
Or at least
That was a
all the
fun
ones
train
where
of
these
thought.
people went missing.
Just realized that yesterday was the 6-month anniversary of my arrival here.
Yay!
I wonder if IKEA sells party hats.
Congratulations.
The routine around here has remained more or less the same. More new folks show up, one every couple of weeks or so. Food supplies go up and down, but we've never actually had a major shortage. Occasionally we get a visitor from one of the nearby towns, usually checkouts or aisle 630. We check in with each other from time to time, occasionally trade supplies if someone gets particularly low on something. It's comforting, in a way, a reminder that we aren't alone here. Some small glimmer of civilization. Sometimes they bring medical supplies. Apparently there's a pharmacy a few towns down from checkouts that gets restocked every now and then, so they share out what they can.
I'm actually kind of
I've never heard
wondering,
of IKEA with a pharmacy
with
before,
these
but at this
small
point, I wouldn't
towns,
be
how are they
surprised
still
if
able to
someone
find each
stumbled
other
on an
if the
IKEA
place is
organ
constantly
harvesting
moving
lab.
and shifting?
Would certainly
Or is it
explain the
just
staff.
the exit that
Maybe
moves?
they're
Speaking of
close
our
enough
faceless
to each other.
jailers, their attacks have been
don't know.
So it's like a
worse
proximity
lately.
thing, maybe.
3 or 4 times a week
Yeah, I
now,
don't know.
with twice as many staff as there used to be. No idea where they all come from, or why the attacks have increased. We tried following one of them during the day a few weeks ago, me and Sarah. Wanted to see if they led back to a staff room.
A
or
staff
something.
room.
Didn't seem to go anywhere though. Just randomly walked through the aisles. We had to turn back before we found anything. We've been reinforcing the walls, trying to arm ourselves better. Certainly no lack of materials to use. Wasim has been making more crossbows, but it's pretty slow going.
Wasim, a survivor,
Ikea
man.
doesn't sell guns.
America!
I thought I'd say
Fuck yeah!
No
Imagine if they
personnel
sold
have entered
guns at IKEA.
SCP-3008 at site in the time span indicated in this entry.
The attacks are getting bad now. Almost every night, and with so many staff that the bodies almost pile high enough for others to climb the walls.
Oh
I
god.
think we're in real trouble here.
I think that might be the end of the exchange.
Exchange is... I think exchange is done. We got
Yeah.
hit pretty bad last night.
Well,
Not many casualties.
I guess you
but
got exchange
the wall
for a
is
new
red.
base.
We finally
That's
figured
true.
out why the attacks have been escalating too. A box of supplies had a chunk of one of the staff in there.
oh
No
man.
idea how it happened, but apparently a piece of one will draw them. As
Was
well
it
as a
maybe
full body.
sabotage? Or
Too late
is it
now. In any case, there's too many bodies for us to haul
Was it
away.
just an
Still
oversight?
time to fix the wall before midnight.
Who could know?
Candace has called a meeting.
whoever did
I
it?
suspect there will be talk of abandoning exchange.
Not if they
Maybe
didn't do
trying
it
to
on
shelter
purpose.
The checkouts or something. It's
Oh,
already
what
getting
is this
late,
chunk
though.
of meat here? Maybe take that.
I don't think we'll have time to make it. Maybe
You
some
could
of
have
us
just
will.
fallen in one of their
I was fine
boxes.
for that first week out in the
It was
dark after
disguised
all,
as a
but
meatball.
then, how often can I
Oh,
keep
no.
getting lucky? I'm only writing this for a sense of closure, I guess. For me, or for anyone who finds this. If this is the final entry here, I hope whoever is reading this is doing so from outside of this place. My biggest fear. If I do die,
Oh
tonight,
god, that's a horrible thought.
I'll just wake up here again in the morning.
Note.
Trapped
This is
even in the
last
afterlife.
entry. It is assumed that while he was attempting to reach the checkouts settlement, he was separated from the rest of his group by pursuing SCP-3008-2 instance and happened upon the exit.
Lucky or no? He did find the exit.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
oof
been
is
to
the right
IKEA a few
word.
times, and that guy's recollection, not that different from mine. Just saying, that place is a war zone. Also, why do I keep on getting assigned interdimensional SCPs? I don't know.
Why?
Anyway,
I guess
think that
Volgun
about
gets
does it
lost in
for
IKEA
today.
quite often.
Thank you very much for listening, if indeed you still are, and you are all dismissed. Go away.
Thank you.
I'm just kidding. Goodbye.
Bye. Alright. That was an epic video. And let's see some of the comments. As an ex-staff member of IKEA, yeah, people who don't leave the store after closing really pisses us off. Okay, I'm sorry, but this sounds like it could be one badass and fun SCP game. That's what I'm saying. Isn't there a game though for this particular SCP?
I think
heard
someone
about
was
it.
making one, but I don't know how far they've got or if they're still working on it.
Too bad IKEA doesn't sell guns. Imagine an Infinite Walmart or Bass Pro. Only Swedish people can enter and exit safely. It was interesting though. I like how they had like a journal entry from the guy who was living in there. The way that he described it, it was so very horrific from like a hopeless kind of point of view. Like, you know,
He had a good
everything's
sense of humor,
nice. Yeah, that's true. Despite all the despair that he was seeing around him, like he was cracking jokes. He was having fun. He was making friends, and his friends were dying. But you know,
Yeah.
he was having fun in IKEA.
Mhm.
It's actually kind of odd because in comparison to the back rooms where it's just like empty and desolate, there's just this constant droning of the lights and stuff that kind of drives you mad. IKEA is just, you know, IKEA.
Yeah.
So I guess
mean,
the environment also affects like how the people's mentality goes. So it feels like they were still chill and everything because it was a chill department store. Yeah, but
I mean, you got comfy bedding and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
right?
Like, at least if you're gonna be stuck somewhere, you can have at least a little bit of comfort.
I know, yeah.
Anyone who got out of there is really good at building IKEA furniture.
Yo, that's so true, actually. They could actually get like a new job, just, building IKEA furniture
It's
for
like
people who can't figure
the
out.
SCP Foundation gives them the amnestics and everything, and they go home, and their family's like, you're much better at building furniture than I remember.
Wow, you're building it so fast, it's almost like you're trying to save someone's life or something.
You don't even need the instructions.
I don't know what this power is, but I am blessed with the IKEA powers.
The ultimate power. He's a real hero.
But yeah, that SCP was super fun. If there is a game for this, actually, please do let us know. And if you have any other suggestions for SCP that we should check out, leave them in the comments down below. Click on this playlist if you want to see more SCP, but until next time, see you guys later.
Bye bye.